Jeremiah 5:5. I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of Yahweh, and the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. Alright, shalom. All honor and glory go to Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders of GMS, the apostles, and salutations to you brothers, the prophets of GMS. Today I'm going into a lesson of we being those great men coming back that were mentioned in the ancient world. Alright, and I'm going to start with Sirach 44. Alright, this is Sirach 44:1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us. The Most High have wrought great glory by them through His great power from the beginning, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding, and declaring prophecies. Alright, and that would be, men like King David, King Solomon, but other men as well. Leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning, meek for the people, wise and elegant in their instructions, such as found out musical tunes and recited verses and writings. And that another term for that is psalms. The men back then, they recited psalms, and it was inscripted. It was written down, so to speak. Alright, rich men furnished with ability, living peacefully in their habitations. All these were honored in their generations and were the glory of their times. Another name for that is a legend. Then I'm going to show you why. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises may be reported. Now, what does it mean when they say they have left a name, that their praises may be reported? Alright, well, when they left the name, that's called a legend, because what happened, they continued their legacy. What happened was their actions were notable to the point where people documented what they did. Alright, scribes documented their actions, and that's how we read about them today. Alright, and some there be which have no memorial, who are perished as though they had never been, and are become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. So that's one of the points I was going to bring out for this lesson. You have men that were notable in the ancient world that had great accomplishments, great contributions to the nation of Israel, great prophets, great musicians, great leaders that are not mentioned. Alright? Because the point of us receiving the word in America is to boost our faith, and to wake us up and boost our faith, and keep us in the faith until we get out of America. So a lot of those men, we won't know who they are until we get into the kingdom. Alright? And from there I'm going to go to the prologue of the book of Sirach. Alright. This is the prologue of the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be commended for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must need become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn, to be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. And basically what that means is, you start off as a reader, but after that, you add on to what you read, and you become a person of proverbs, a person of dark sayings. Alright? My grandfather Jesus, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. Alright, so that's just an example of a man that meditated upon scriptures and parables and proverbs, and eventually became a man of parables and proverbs. That's how we grew as a nation. We added on to what we already had. Alright. This is Sirach 21 and 15. Alright, it says, if a skillful man hear a word, a man that is seasoned in the scriptures, he will commend it and add unto it. So there we go. You know, you're going to be a man of dark sayings. What I mean by dark sayings, mysteries, parables, proverbs, prophecies of the Bible. If you're a man of Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, all right? And like I said, that's what's happening. There are many men that we haven't read about. There were prophets in the ancient world, but they are back here today. And then this is Sirach 36 and 15. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning. That's us. And raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Raise up those same prophets. Alright? This is... Actually, I'm going to go to another scripture before I get that again. Sirach 33 and 18. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the congregation. So who are those great men? We are. Those different brothers you see out there in those different cities, different states, those different countries outside of America, on the islands, those are the great men coming back that we read about. Where it's in Sirach 44, where it says some of them we have not, they have no memorial, you know, their name has no remembrance. So some men you see out there are mentioned in the book and some are not. Alright? So I'm gonna go to Sirach 36 and 15 again. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Alright, so the prophets of Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, they're back here today. And this is Daniel 12 and 13. I'm going to get Daniel 12 and 13. Daniel, the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 13. But go thy way to the end be, because it's going to come back into reincarnation in America. For thou shalt rest. He's going to rest in the spirit world and stand in thy light at the end of the days. So what does it mean when Daniel stands in his light? His lot was to prophesy. Alright? It was to prophesy back in the ancient world. It was going to be to prophesy back here in America before it gets destroyed. Guess what? Daniel's back here today, and those prophets that we read about in Sirach 44, they're back here today. They're the great men cursing out America right now. Alright? And from that, I'm going to bring it to a close with 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Alright? So, what does that mean? You're subject to your lot. If your lot was to prophesy back then, like I said, you're going to be prophesizing now. You're the great men mentioned in Sirach 36, alright, in Sirach 33, alright, in Sirach 44. All of those men have not been mentioned in these scriptures because the scriptures was set up, they were binded together and inscripted to comfort us until the Lord comes back. So it doesn't have the entire history of Yasha Allah and all the men are mentioned in Yasha Allah, man. Alright. It has enough for us to sustain ourselves in the spirit, man. Alright. But with that, I'm gonna bring it to a close. I hope you brothers was edified. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.